Okay, so we are recording. So, how's everybody doing today? Weather is. Let's see. Okay. Okay, everybody see my screen? No? All right, hold on. It's not you. It's me. Sorry. Two. There we go. Give everybody a few minutes to come in here, but in the meantime, I'm gonna let everybody start introducing themselves. So there we go. All right, so Ash, if you want to go ahead and start and introduce yourself, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second. And Ash, I'm gonna go ahead and let her introduce herself.
All right.
Tell you a little bit more about
Hey,
her.
everybody. I'm Aj. It's spelled H-A-J. It looks like Haj, but it's actually Aj. If you ever call my voicemail, there's a little rap that goes with it. You have reached Aj, not Haj, not Hug. It kind of rhymes with cash. Now say it with me, okay? I am I'm a content creator and a content coach. I have created, written, directed, licensed, sold content to networks and studios, including ABC, CBS, and VH1 and Disney. I most recently sold a half-hour comedy to BET that's currently in development. And I just got to a point where I realized that it's time to give back and share the knowledge that I've accumulated on this crazy, crazy journey. And I therefore started a platform called The Rich Idea, where I coach new writers, aspiring creators, accidental storytellers, as well as writers who have had a current script in their library that's been stuck in the computer for a long time and they want to get out there and pitch and sell. And I'm happy to be here.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ash. I appreciate it. Okay, and so now we also have Kimana Paulus. She is the COO of the Georgia Entertainment Association, and she's also a talent manager. So I'm going to have her introduce herself, tell you a little bit more about what she's got going on. Hi, Key.
Is it? There's a echo. I think you're logged in twice. There's an echo.
I was gonna say, I was just took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go. All right. Hey everybody, I am Kimana Paulus. I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Georgia Entertainment Association. I am also an entertainment manager and have been for over 15 years. And it's been a great ride, working with artists in music, in radio, in comedy, in production. So I'm excited about today's conversation. I'm excited to give you guys a little bit more information about the Georgia Entertainment Association, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have going on.
Okay, perfect. Is that better? Is there echo gone? All right, cool. I just want to make sure. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna share my screen again. And we're working from a deck today, and I'm gonna tell you what our ultimate goal is really quickly while I do that. So what we ultimately wanna do is we wanna help you get to the finish line, right? So often what happens is people don't either have the connections or they don't have the opportunities presented to them to kind of get where they need to go. Or vice versa, they have the opportunities to get where they need to go, but they haven't finished the project. They haven't started doing whatever it is that they need to do, and they haven't started making the moves towards the next steps that kind of come with what our dreams and all those things are. So with that in mind, let's see, let me slide this down. So we've met everybody. I'm waiting for Johnny Mack, who is a writer producer, to come in. And as soon as he does, I'm going to invite him into the room as well. Some people may know him from the House Husbands of Hollywood. And also he does Foxhole Radio. So he's a host on Foxhole Radio. All right, so let's get into it. And I'm going to make this a little bit, there we go, smaller. So here we go. So everybody, of course, has a dream, the goal, that whole thing. And what we're doing is we want to make sure that as we move through this particular seminar or this particular class, that, you know, we talk about the 4 key things that are going to get you to the follow-up. And so the first thing is, what are you working on? Where are you in that process? What is your deadline? And what's holding you back? Okay, so that may be a mixture of things, but we'll get into each one individually. And then also at the end of this, because we want people to walk away feeling like they participated in something that made sense and that actually had an actionable item behind it, we're going to pick someone to work with here, but at the same time, give you time with each one of us individually so that we can actually literally help you get to the finish line. But I'm hoping that with these 4 questions in mind, this will also help you move that project to the next step. And so, sorry. Also, if you hear me clicking through this, it's because I'm letting people into the room. All right, so the team is here. Everybody has been introduced. And we're gonna go to the next one. Oh, okay. Hold on, I apologize, everybody. That is, my computer is having a moment. Sorry about that. It pops up one more time. All right. Here we go. Okay, now we're back. All right, so we've met the team. And now just realistic timelines and setting attainable goals.
You're muted.
Oh, wait a minute. Can you? Let's see. Can you hear me now? I'm having tech issues today. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, so we just want to talk about what you're working on. So what is everybody working on? Does anybody want to just kind of jump in real quick and just kind of tell us what you've got going on?
Hi, my name is Tiffany Coleman. Well, is this for the panel or for us?
No, just for you, what you've got going on with yourself.
Okay. I actually submitted a pitch for the conference. It's 2 films that I'm working on right now. One is about African queens and another one is a comedy. But I'm a screenwriter, and I'm also in the process of creating a book of poetry.
Okay, awesome. That's great. And so today when you pitched, how did you feel about your pitch? Do you feel like when you're working on your projects, you've gotten everywhere you need to go?
No, it's really in the early stages. I haven't actually pitched it yet, but I'm supposed to meet up with somebody to actually pitch. But I haven't had, so that hasn't happened yet. But I feel good about both of these projects. I think they have something to say, and I think it could resonate with a lot of people. But it's still in the early stages. I would really like to see it go into development first before we actually release it. My goal would be to have it on the screen in 3 years, within the next 3 years.
You have a goal.
Mhm.
So we'll start there. Who's the next person who has something that they are working on?
Working on a couple projects, actually. I just pitched HPO today regarding my project, and it's called HBCU. And it's the story and the life it's a television show based on the life and experiences of 5 eclectic freshmen at a HBCU and how they navigate through sports, Greek life, real Black history, roommates, politics, and relationships. And it's kind of like an updated version or an edgy updated version of A Different World.
Gotcha. Nice. All right. Who else is working on something in here today? I feel like everybody's working on something, but jump in and just let us know what you got going on.
Hey, I'm working on. I'm Joshua. I'm working on a comedy short film. It's a sci-fi. I'm gonna shoot. I'm a writer, comedian, and producer. So I'm going to I want to shoot a short and put it into festivals. I just like Tiffany. I filled it out to be pitched, and I had my log line and everything. But as happens a lot, like we had like a breakthrough like yesterday, so like the whole thing is kind of different. So I'm gonna be curious to pitch it, but the theme of it is like the basis of it still the same. It's a comedy sci-fi that I'm really just trying to. It's really about representation for me. Like I want to see Black people in space.
Black people in space. Me too. I want Elon Musk to send us, and yes, let's go to space. I agree. Is there anybody else that's working on anything? I've got 3 things. I know that somebody's working on HBCU. I know that you're working on trying to get Black people into space. I'm joking, but I got you. And we have a young lady working on telling the story about Queens. Is there anybody else?
Okay. I wrote a book about Black history, about the historically Black community that I grew up in. And I have a treatment and I'm working to pitch that. I have previously wrote, sold, and pitched a show to TV One. But that's like my side thing, but I'm really excited to be in here and hear more about what folks are doing.
Okay, I like it. All right, so let's see. So now the next thing, now I just kind of wanted to get a feel for where everybody was and kind of who's in the room and what you all have going on. And I say that because I want to, I next want to move on into where you are in the process, right? So I want to talk about where you are in the process and how we sort of move things to the next level. Because again, this is the second question that you should be asking yourself when you're trying to get there to that finish line. And so I know that we had a few people mention that they've already actually either completed their manuscripts, they are on the way to completing their manuscripts. I know that the young man said that he had a breakthrough yesterday, which means that I'm assuming you're going back into the process. And because you're going back into the process, you're going to, to start, I don't want to say start over, but you probably have some rewrites and some revisions that you're going to do. And so with all of that, I want to just kind of get to talk to everybody and now kind of see where are you? Where are you in that in your process moving forward? And there's a purpose, there's a method to the madness. I'm asking all these questions for a reason, because it's also hopefully making somebody think about where they're going to be. So where is everybody out in the process? Not the people who've already answered, but if there's anyone else in the room, like where are you in your process if you want to chime in?
Hey, my name is Alessandra Pitts. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, I'm a